You've got off to a good start, don't you, Mark?
What's that?
In the league, doing what are you, fourth, aren't you?
Yeah, but we played a game more than anyone else, maybe two on some others. It's not bad. It's not horrendous, but it's not. Yeah, it's not great, mate. Won three, lost two. You know what I mean? In 5 games, we lost 2 games.
Okay,
Um,
yeah. But
yeah, I mean,
sometimes the losses, I know it sounds silly, sometimes the losses is better than a couple of draws. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, 100%.
Points-wise.
Yeah,
Points-wise. I
no,
know it ain't momentum-wise, but points-wise, it sometimes works out.
of course. No, yeah, it makes sense, but we're not playing very well, mate.
Okay.
Which yeah, it's like very frustrating. Isn't it?
It's good 2-6. We are live, just so you know.
Yeah.
Just sharing this out, and then we'll get going.
Do you edit the live, Dave? Can you cut live bits? Not. I think you can start it, finish it whenever you like in the live.
Yeah. I mean, the live live is live. Do you know what I mean? And the bits it now records itself to another bit that I've got. So when it records itself to that, all,
Yeah,
all it does, it takes clips out for me, so I can clip it. Do you know what I mean? It does all the clips for me, so I can post the clips.
yeah.
But it's just literally goes out dead live to Facebook and everything else. So. But all the groups that you want are not always at the top. You have to scroll down, God knows how many groups, to find all the groups that you need to share it out to. So that's what takes the time. He doesn't group them at the top.
Bit of a silly question for me. After you cut a live, it's when I watch it back, I feel like it doesn't start when you first
Right, so
press live.
no, because as soon as we're live now, so when I start the show,
Yeah,
you've got your pre-chat beforehand. So you got like all the pre-chat that we're doing now will be on there. So
right.
it's almost like a, like as I say, like the pre-chat type thing, and then it goes live on from there. So give me a second. Well, welcome to the manager's view. We're back after a week's rest, and unfortunately, Paul's not with us. He's probably fast asleep in where, Mark? Indonesia.
Indonesia, yeah.
So he's probably fast asleep. But our manager gets a holiday during the season, Mark. I don't know, but what do you reckon?
I'll be getting on one soon. I'll tell you, I need to get away from it. I need to get away from this football arc.
But let's start off there. Let's start off with if we just go back a week or so, and let's just go back to I know we were just had but let's go back to that replay because
Why?
because I've got a couple of questions. Yeah, so a couple of questions to start with. I mean, the game itself was a cracking game of football, but I'm interested what you weren't happy with at the end because you were giving the ref some grief. What did you see in there that you felt went against you on the night, Mark?
We was rubbish. I'm not blaming the refs. I mean, I don't like any ref. To be fair, I think they're all useless. We was talking off air as well how bad they are this year. But yes, we was useless. We was awful. We didn't have anything about us. We got beat by the better team. So yeah, I wasn't complaining to the referee of the result. Can't actually remember why I was on a game. They do so many things in a game. Um, yeah, I can't remember, mate. To be fair, to answer your question, but it definitely wasn't the refs' fault why we got spanked by Apple, maybe. Thank you for that question, though, mate. Bringing that back up, it's sort of long gone in my memory.
So did the game go to your plan, though, Bill?
Not really. We give the ball away in the first 2 minutes of the game and they capitalised and scored them. But it was nice to see a bit of character come from the team to carry on doing what we was doing and get a result out of it. People, what happens? What seems to start to happen with us because we look so attractive on the ball. People keep thinking that we should roll people over 3, 4, 5s, and they don't realise that the quality of other teams, what they bring. Mark spun the life out of us, and his forward players put us under a hell of a lot of pressure. If you remember that night, Mark, how good Kieran was, and how he was commenting that certain people was in this area that they needed to be in where the ball drops. And it's like every time they put us under a lot of pressure, the ball dropped to one of our players. And that's something that we work on massively, that we look after areas, not look after players. Because my kind of gift, if anything, as a player, was I always knew where the ball was going to drop. I always knew if the ball hit a certain area, where the distance should be from someone heading it, someone kicking it, and so on and so on. So we work a lot on that. And I thought Kieran especially was always in the area that the ball dropped in.
Yeah.
And it could have been a different game. And Bradley pulled off a really good save as well to keep us in the game. So I know the 3-1 scoreline was there for everyone to see, and we was good on the night, but there was missed opportunities by Welling, and we did really, really defend when they put the pressure on us. I don't think we get enough credit for that as a team. We get a credit for Wolverhampton having a really good footballing team, but if you look at how many, what we played now, 3 home games. We've played 3 home games. Welling's the only team to score against us so far. So you look at that, I think we've had 3 clean sheets out of 6. So it shows you that we are defensively better than people give us credit for.
I mean, what that you saying that about, people see you as a good football inside and pass by, and should be rolling teams over. But I think if people come up and see that Leyton Orient game in pre-season and saw the pressure that you put those, Leyton Orient players under, during that sort of pre-season game, that was something else. That they worked so hard in that game, putting them under pressure constantly. I think they just run out of a little bit of puff, close to the end of the game when Orient took advantage. But I think if people saw that game as well, they could see what the Abbey could really do.
Yeah, definitely. And it's another thing is when we go into having 16 people on the bench, is can we get the people on the bench who are going to be as good as the people on the pitch? It's really hard at this level to keep people happy and say to them, you're going to play 30 minutes today, you're going to play 20 minutes. Or they all want to play football. So for them to buy into it is something I would have struggled with at their age, but they're all doing it.
So, I mean, Mark, from there, you've gone on and played a couple of games, and we'll come back to Billy in a minute about his games as well. But with your own now, I mean, you were saying sort of like on air, or if people heard, you're not necessarily too pleased, even though you're doing quite well. I mean, from there, I mean, you've beaten Beaconsfield Town 1-0, sorry, London Lions 1-0, and then lost at the weekend. But I mean, do you feel that you should be doing better, even though you're getting those results?
Yeah, I do. I think the experience I've got in my team, what I've done in a career, I think we should be managing game better. I think our quality should be better. Our decision making should be better. I mean, listen, we played so well against MK Irish. We played really well against Beaconsfield. Every other game we've played, I've not been happy with us. We're so inconsistent. You can't. MK Irish, I think it's the best I've seen us sort of dominate a game since I've been at Welling. Beaconsfield was really, really happy, and then on Saturday just gone, I think it's the worst I've ever witnessed us since I've been at Welling. And you, with the experience of your team, you can't be that different, in terms of so good to so poor in a matter of a couple of weeks. I appreciate it's football and it doesn't always go your own way, but the lack of quality we show is bizarre. The game understanding is really bizarre. And I know it's hard on the side, but you pull your hair out of the decision making and like, listen, we against Wolverhampton this week, we had to go direct. I want to put it on them. I know there's a player team, but we do at times want to try and get it down and play. But they can't adjust to being direct at certain games and playing in the right areas and other games. And yeah, listen, I'm very much one to take on the chin. I'm the one who takes responsibility for losses. Saturday, I take responsibility for the loss. We didn't have an identity. I'm struggling to see an identity, and that's down to me. So a lot. Yeah, listen, today's been an awful day. There's a lot of thinking. Though we're only 5 games into the league and 4 in the FA Cup, if you like, but 5 in the league, and already I'm thinking about whether I've got a team that can do anything this year, where I thought we could have. So there's a lot of thinking because Saturday was that bad, where yeah, maybe I'm thinking that we're too old. Maybe I haven't got enough legs around the team. I mean, listen, when we put Warm Abbey, I wanted to press a life out of them, press aggressively. So don't think anyone at sort of step 3, step 4, you press them can be good enough to play. As good as Warm Abbey are, or teams are good enough. So if you really put an aggressive press, teams will struggle.
Mm.
We press very lethargically because maybe because of our legs up top, um, or as a team ain't worked on it hard enough. I don't know, but yeah, we're not pressing well enough, so we're not winning the ball high enough. We're allowing teams to play, and then they pick us off. It's just yeah, it's really difficult at the minute, Dave, and it's my job to turn it around, but it's hard when it's so up and down at the minute. So yeah, I've got a lot of work to do. That is in either the recruitment side, the training side. But it's still we're so far off where I need us to be. That it's not good.
So, I mean, at the weekend, you've got Takeley in the first round of the Vars. Trophy, sorry. First round of trophy.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're a decent outfit. I'll be having them. Seen the clips of them. I know a lot about them. I had someone go and watch them. But in non-league, things can change so quickly. But I'm missing 2 of my main men going on the stag do. So unfortunately, that's the level we're at, and people at a certain age will be getting married, and so that's that. In terms of I can't stop that. So we're not a 2-man squad. We've got a squad for a reason, or squad for a reason. So I like to think I'll go there confident, but I know it's gonna be difficult. They're a good team. I know a couple of the players, and the way we're playing them, I don't know what's going to happen or what team I'm going to come as. So yeah, we'll prepare on Thursday for them, and then hopefully we turn up. I appreciate that everyone says once they cross a white line, it's down to them, but you can't just always blame the players. So I've got to set them up right, work on it on Thursday, and I've got to work harder than I actually am, but I can't see how many more minutes and hours I can put into planning, preparing, and get our team ready for it.
Mm.
But yeah, listen, Bill's pretty gone through it. The highs and lows of football is when you're low, you're low. It does change. It does change quite quickly in football. So I'm sure maybe in a couple of weeks' time I'll be happier. But at the minute, I'm struggling a little bit.
Mm. Bill, with yourself though, I mean, since that game, draw against Concord, beating Redbridge, and then sort of beating Havenhill in the FA Cup at the weekend, so it's not been a bad little run for you as well.
Yeah, it's been okay. It's been okay. Concord was a struggle. Really strong, aggressive team. Man marked us all over the pitch. Really, really aggressive. Put the ball on us. I think they had one shot second half and they scored from it. We keep giving teams goals at the minute. Keep giving them opportunities. When they do score, it normally comes from our mistakes. I have to accept that for the way I ask them to kind of set up and play. We had a couple of opportunities. The ball's dropped to us. We just didn't take our chances, or it dropped to the person that ain't going to be the coolest head on the pitch. And then we went into Redbridge, who were decent. They don't get enough credit for what they do. Went 2-0 up, missed a penalty in the first half, and then just sat back, just give them the ball for 15, 20 minutes. We work a lot on this also, just to make sure our distances are okay. And when teams are super direct, where's the second ball going to drop? Where do I need people to be? How can we soak up pressure? And for 15, 20 minutes, anyone that would have watched would have said, "Car, Redbridge had you on the ropes." But I felt like there was no pressure. I felt like this is what we do week in, week out in training. So it's like you can have the ball. You don't score. We don't score in training against us. So if we've got our players who can't score, we should be able to cope with it on a Saturday. And then we went away to the FA Cup, Haverhill.
Mm-hmm.
Another big, strong, direct team who kind of put the ball on us for 10, 15 minutes, made it really competitive and kicked lumps out of us. We stood up and got a really positive 3-0 win.
So, I mean, you got the draw tomorrow. I mean, who are you hoping for?
For
Do
the
you, do
club,
you, do you hope for a big side at home, or do you hope for sort of like another side that's sort of your level or below, at home to try and progress?
obviously, I want to progress. I
Yeah.
want to progress. It's the only way clubs at this level really earn money. So if we can get a good draw, we take it seriously, but it gives us an opportunity to progress into the next round, and gives us a good opportunity to progress. So that's what we set out for. We hope for, but whoever we get at the end of the day.
When is the next round? What's the date of the next round?
It's always 2 weeks from the game you play. So not Saturday, the following Saturday.
13th.
Is that yes?
Which then means you're going to have to go to Wroxham
On a Tuesday night.
on Tuesday night.
Lovely, isn't it?
It's nice for you, isn't it?
Yeah, and it just.
But I mean, with that though, I mean, this weekend you play Redbridge again in the trophy. I mean, how difficult is that for you when you've already beaten them 2-0, just recently, and then got to go back and play them again?
It's the mentality of the players. As Mark touched on, it's really hard to keep the players at a certain level, especially when they've just beat a team. It's a conversation I had with the chairman. If you watch TV on the matches on the TV, good teams are good for 30 minutes, one half, 30 minutes the next half. So with us, we're probably going to be about 20 minutes, 25 minutes at a half we're going to be good at. So even if we don't start well like Hayfield, we have to start set up strong defensively, and when we're not at our best, kind of soak it up, because we will have moments in the game to be good. So we just hope that we're going to get enough moments and we take our chances when we do.
I mean, with that, I mean, has the club or the chairman actually said to you who they want in the FA Cup?
No, he just come up to us the other day and just said, "Well done, let's go again." So we just see what comes around a bit.
Is it step 2 clubs now coming as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'd like to avoid them if I'm honest.
So you don't want Chelmsford at home?
No, they're a good team, Chelmsford. we realised that last season when we played them in a cup game.
But I mean, it's getting there. I mean, it's one of those things. Do you still find it as in those early stages, as a manager and as Mark as well? Do you get that situation where if you're at work or wherever else, you're sort of getting to about 1 o'clock and you're refreshing your phone? Do you get that excitement still of who have I pulled, who am I not going to pull in the cup?
I've got Simon to update me 1 o'clock. I know his text is coming through, so I don't even have to look at anything.
But I'm saying, do you get excited about it though? We're waiting for that text then from Simon.
Always.
You got this one or you got that one.
Yeah, always. You want to be lucky. You want to have a good draw. You want to kind of, if we can get lucky, then perfect. At the moment, I've never been like that. This is the luckiest I've been so far. We had a really tough first game, and I said that to the chairman. We were going to have Biggleswade or Welling, who are a top 6 to top 8 team in their league. When you look at that, you think, okay, we're not been so lucky so far. Then the next draw, we got a step 5 club. So hopefully we carry on. Now we get a little bit lucky.
And it's difficult, isn't it, to work out as well, because you don't know where that cut-off point is for North and South as well. So you don't
I think this is the last round, and then it goes regional.
So I mean, if you get, as I'm saying, so you could end up with, you don't know if someone like a Merthyr Town in Wales is south or is that north? Do you know what I mean? Or is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know where they draw that line to know who you could possibly even get.
No, I said that to the assistant. I said it'd be nice to kind of, if we do get an away day, to get a proper away day.
Yeah. Nice trip to Merthyr. It's a lovely ground to go
lovely,
to.
Eh? Touching on what you said earlier, Mark, about when you're not really sure what to do when you're on them down days. Our job as manager is to set our team up the best we can, send them out there, and then 45 minutes later, we've got 5 minutes, probably less, to kind of correct whatever we've got wrong at the start or whatever the boys have got wrong at the start. And then hopefully they can kind of turn it around in the next 45 minutes. I tried to explain that to the team the other day. That's our only time we can really impose ourselves on it. And then whatever happens, happens. And then it's a numbers game. If you've got 9 points out of 5 games, if you look at 2 points a game is normally playoff teams. That's how I work it out all the time. If you've got 2 points a game at the end of the season, you're going to be in the top 4, top 5.
Yeah, no, I hear that, but with performances, you're gonna. We beat London Lions 1-0. We was awful, so we scraped through that, and you can't always scrape through games like that. You know what I mean? It's gonna catch you out. Biggleswade caught us out. We was awful. Lost you can't always scrape through games. I mean, listen, Beaconsfield and London Lions, we done well, but I 100% hear what you're saying. I am that manager takes responsibility off the players. I think there's a lot of, I'll say, more old school managers who blame the players all the time, and I'm not that person, because we're
Yeah,
the one who picks the team and
definitely.
knows that for the 11 that we pick, they should be good enough to win the game. If it's not, then you've made a mistake. Our formation, our style. But again, yeah, I appreciate we can't force someone to play a 5-yard pass and give it away. That's stuff that we can't control. But I hear what you're saying in terms of points wise, great. But I'm a performance man as well, and I'd rather lose a game sometimes playing the right way, knowing that with performances, results will follow. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, but when you're scraping through games this early in the season playing poorly, it will change. Your luck will change.
yeah, yeah. Of course,
You won't get the rub of the green. So, yeah, that's where my disappointment is. Just in terms of the performances, to warrant those 9 points we've got so far.
Mm. One last question for you, though. Going back to FA Cup, are you always surprised when it says like the South, and the that part of the draw in the Southern draw? It always seems to be like every year that as it's happened this time, Welwyn Garden will end up with Waltham Abbey, or Cheshunt will end up getting Enfield Town, or so. It always seems to be that
it's very local, isn't it?
yeah, it always feels like it's like there is a Southern draw, but there's almost like a Southern Group A, a Southern Group B, a Southern Group C, a Southern Group. Do you know what I mean? So you're almost sort of being drawn against people in your local area, rather than if you're in the southern part of the draw, that Waltham Abbey don't get, say, Mousehole right down in Cornwall because it's still in the south. Do you know what I mean? But that never seems to
Yeah.
happen.
No.
Always seem to get teams that close. So, but going on that, the likelihood is when the draw comes out, you're going to get Hemel Hempstead or Enfield Town.
Yeah, it does. It does work like that. That's just how it is. Last season, I think we got Leighton. I feel because we was in the Southern League last year, they kind of put us with teams who are in the Southern League.
Mm.
It feels like we draw the Southern League quite a lot.
Mm.
And then we got through that, and then we had Leiston who were in the Southern League. So it's like that's the way it feels like it goes for us. We don't really draw many teams that are in the Essex side. We normally get the Hertford and that way outside.
I mean, I'm just looking at some of the teams on here that around this sort of area. You could end up getting someone like Whittam. I'm just trying to find some more on here.
You got Enfield just gone through. They beat Ilford the other day.
Yeah.
Um,
Enfield Town. You got Hemel Hempstead, and your Chelmsford, that are all around that sort of area.
yeah,
Who else? You got Stanway Rovers as well.
they're flying. Stanway over us. They're doing really well.
Aren't they? They are fine. Yeah.
Croydon Athletic as well. They're in there. Where else did I see as well? There's a couple of others. So you got other ones. Again, will Redditch United, would they be in? Would they go into the Northern, or would they come into the South? You've got Royston Town as well. There could be a chance there. Real Bedford or Bishop Stortford.
Yeah,
You've got all these type of people that are quite close. Needham Market, if you want a little bit of a trip.
You got Wingate in you. I think they drew to Carshalton, so you got them in it.
Yeah.
Not far from you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kettering. Do you know what I mean? So there's a few that are sort of closer, but Hensfords and all those as well. But there's teams in there, but it'll be interesting just to see who you do get. But I assume you want a home game, no?
I would like a home game. Our pitch is really, really good this season. So I would prefer to be home, because when you're away, it's the luck of the pitch, especially if we're somewhere that ain't very good and it's a windy day. It's really hard for us.
All right, so
Yeah, goal from Guy Palace, unbelievable. Centre half just put it top bins.
Oh, did he? Yeah?
It's ridiculous.
2-0 in front of me.
It's madness.
I didn't see the goal. I'm sick and tired of people hitting long shots today and putting them in the top corner.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
0-0 written all over that game, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
what can you do? But yeah, there we go. But listen, guys, a massive thank you for joining us tonight. Really appreciate your time, and speak to you again next week. And of course, don't forget, tomorrow normally would be the Reposs Non-League show. This week we're not on tomorrow. We're going to be on Wednesday evening instead, and it's going to be a lady special. We've got Ali joining us, of course, physio from Cray Wanderers, and of course Sean is also going to come and join us as well on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, normal time, but on a Wednesday this week instead of Monday. But until then, a massive thank you to Billy, massive thank you to Mark, and we'll see you again next week.
Cheers, gents.
Thank you, guys.